Good Friday. This is Unit 3, Impressionist Art, covering lessons 3.05 and 3.06. The objectives of this video are to learn about the characteristics of Impressionism. We're going to study Monet, Renoir, Degas, and Cassatt. And you'll be able to identify how Cassatt and Degas shows inspiration from Japanese woodblock prints. We're going to start with talking about elbow, a mnemonic device for you to remember what the Impressionists were all about. We're going to talk about the true Impressionists, Monet and Renoir, and then the classified usually as Impressionists, but they might not completely be Impressionists, Degas and Cassatt. And we'll be able to talk about Degas and Cassatt later on during class. Some new terms you haven't seen yet. Plein air is an approach to painting favored by the Impressionists, and it started with the realist, however. A lot of people don't really realize that. I don't know why that just moved on me, sorry. They worked outdoors rather than in a studio. And a series is a group of artworks that have something in common. Claude Monet was really the first one to start series works where you have the same subject and boom, bada boom, bada boom. They do it over and over and over again, so you'll see that here. Some old terms you will see: chiaroscuro, unity, genre, and impasto. Impasto big time. Alright, Impressionist artists, they broke new ground by forsaking all of those realist ideals of having things look exactly like they're supposed to be, or even capturing a scene as accurately as possible. They actually wanted to look more at the effect of sunlight on objects, the effect of weather and light and things going on around their subjects, instead of actually showing them in a true and realistic light. So how you remember that is elbow. They did scenes of everyday life. They did the effects of light. Brush strokes, you could see their brush strokes, and a lot of times they dabbed and did different things that we haven't quite seen so far. They did outdoor settings and the effect of weather. So Claude Monet, I cannot get into the K-12, I can't get into the LMS right now, so what I need you to take a look at for Claude Monet is within the course content 3.05, look at the link that says brushwork of Monet to see his his bridge, water lily pond harmony in pink, or the picture of the bridge. See that in a little bit more detail. Also the water lily series by Monet. Make sure you take a look at those things. And for Renoir, you want to take a look at the link called Light and Color. And the main idea here is their use of color. Impressionists use dabs of vibrant color to capture the sunlight's effects, using vivid color for shadows rather than black. I don't know if you know this about me, I hate using black for shadows, so using something else. New synthetic paints came in vivid blues, greens, and yellows, and some hues that some artists were unable to create in their own studios and had never used before. So you started to have these oil paints and tubes in various different colors, and so artists got very excited about that. Impressionists attempted to capture a fleeting moment in time while painting outside. The invention of oil paint and tubes enabled them to leave their studios and to paint outdoors. So again, pay attention to brushwork of Monet, Water Lily series by Monet, and Renoir, Light and Color. Here's a perfect example of a series. Take a look at this whole series of the same cathedral, and also take a look at how the colors change. So what was he capturing here? If you take a look at these colors. Okay, and what you'll see whenever you look at the brushwork and things from about Monet in lesson 3.05, you'll see that since Impressionists wanted to be able to capture their perception of a specific moment, like a snapshot, they used short, lively brushstrokes to quickly record their impressions before any changes happen. Because if you're in nature, naturally the light's going to change, shadows are going to change. So they tried to work quickly. And whenever you're working quickly, you can't necessarily work neatly. Now, the two pseudo-impressionists that we're going to see, and I call them pseudo-impressionists because they have some aspects of Impressionism in their work, but their subject matter is a little bit different, and their application is a little bit different. But a lot of times they are grouped with Impressionists. So impressionistic subject matter that you will see, they do scenes of modern life. They do genre scenes. So you have mothers and children, outdoor scenes, dance halls, cafe life, leisure activities. But I still don't know if I would characterize these two as pure impressionists. And of course, I wanted to go and take a look at what the course content has to say. I want you to focus in on Edgar Degas for Dancer. There is a art lecture within. That is a little video. You can also do the slide version of it. But they talk about why Edgar Degas is sometimes classified as a post-impressionist instead of impressionist. And these two artists in particular were very influenced by the ukiyo-e Japanese woodblock prints that we saw last semester in Unit 3. If you weren't with us, that's okay. Let's go over some of the things that we saw in these Japanese woodblock prints last semester. What you're going to see are mainly post-impressionists. And that's why Cassatt and Degas are sometimes characterized as post-impressionists and sometimes they're impressionists. They're kind of on the cusp. They used bold colors, diagonal lines, asymmetrical balance, cropping, strong lines, flat color, decorative patterning, and elevated vantage points that you would normally see in the ukiyo-e Japanese woodblock prints. So you'll see a direct relation between woodblock prints and, let's say, a Cassatt piece, or even in some cases, you can see almost where she took an existing print and used that directly onto her own work. Here's 3 prints here from the same ukiyo-e artist, and then here is Mary Cassatt's version. You can almost see that same patterning in the background. You can see the same color scheme. Maybe not so much the same exact subject, but those colors and those diagonals and the cropping are pretty much the same. Now, Edgar Degas, what you need to pay attention to in this case is there is a link within the course content called Degas and Ukiyo-e Prints, and pay attention to how he also uses sharp diagonal lines, cropping, bold outlines around his figures, and also capturing those fleeting moments in life. Remember how the ukiyo-e actually means floating pictures, or things that are just very simple, very calm, very what have you, but very fleeting moments, things that come and pass very quickly. Okay, so using the information in the course content, since I cannot actually put it in this video right now, what you need to do is summarize how Mary Cassatt and Edgar Degas' work shows inspiration from Japanese woodblock prints. This is going to go in your journal, add entry, CC Recording Impressionists. That's your subject line. I'm looking for keywords: asymmetry, outlining, strong diagonals, fleeting moments in life. But you need to apply those keywords to both those artists. Both of those artists did not use all of those keywords. So make sure you pay attention to the course content. Read through the course content, lessons 3.05 and 3.06. I've done a very quick summary of everything that you're going to find And again, pay attention to those links that I am directing you to. During class, we're going to discuss whether or not you think Degas' four dancers that you will see in the K-12 content is the same dancer in different positions or actual four different dancers, and be able to defend your answer. So the key concepts today: Impressionism marks a key turning point into modern art. So we're moving towards modern art. Although their techniques were unique and often shunned by critics at the time, they took inspiration from the past. So Impressionists actually used light and shadow like the realists did that we just saw in Units 3.02 and 3.03. Plein air also from realism. Using models and observation to depict figures also from the realists. Impasto painting techniques from Velázquez, our Spanish Baroque painter, and genre painting from Northern Baroque, also in realism, naturalism, and no, not neoclassicists, pre-Raphael. No, we didn't do pre-Raphaelites. Look at me. I'm bringing out all of my college knowledge, and y'all don't know it yet. But that's okay. Northern Baroque through realism, wherever we saw those genre paintings come up, they used those genre paintings in there as an inspiration for Impressionism. Okay, I will see you guys for class on Tuesday. Please feel free to rewind and review as many times as you need to, and have a great weekend. Happy Valentine's Day!